What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 29. Make sure, yep, 29. Had to make sure. We're behind on these episodes. They supposed to be at the 100 mark. Got to do better. So, welcome back to Foolish Finance Fridays. Um, I'm your guest, Mr. Rook, and welcome to Fantasy Island. So, if you didn't catch Wednesday's meetup, we had Joe from Selby Jennings on to talk about the 1 million, 2 million, $5 million jobs, and as well as the infrastructure needed surrounding it, DevSecOps, infrastructure, platform engineer, so forth and so on. And if you are not around for our show we did on Saturday, I suggest you go back and watch it. I've been told that the numbers that I talk about are insane. And I'm like, if the numbers I'm talking about are insane, we behind. I'm talking about little baby numbers. Am I? Mm-hmm. Just my thought process. I mean, look. Let me get these. We got some doozies tonight to talk about. But nevertheless, you know, hopefully everybody will catch up one day. All right, so that's one. You know it's got to be serious when 60 Minutes covers it. Hold on, I'm getting my videos together. What's going on down to earth? All right, we're gonna do these later on in the stream, but I want to pull these. I want to pull these up. This one here is Chinese migrants are the fastest growing group crossing the border to the United States. Chinese migrants are crossing the border. It's not who everybody else keep thinking it is. It's not what you think it is. When I tell you we're in a global economy, we're in a global economy. And they're crossing through Tijuana. And they're like, it's too hard to live in China. So they're actually selling all their goods. They're selling their homes. They're selling their cars. They're taking their kids out of school, and whole families are coming over. If you don't think you got to fight for your right, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't think that you think they're not gonna go to college here, okay, you wait. You think they're not gonna pick up a trade, okay, you wait. You wait. You sit back and watch. We can keep fighting all this other stuff if we want to by saying, "Oh, I saw the I don't know. I gotta go and watch the full thing. I'm gonna be honest. I have not still watched this full clip with Killer Mike. I have not watched the full clip with Killer Mike. What Killer Mike is like, if a young lady get pregnant, don't take out taxes on him and her. Let the guy go to trade school because you need to fuel the trades anyway. And then once you fuel the trades, he can make money and pay for himself and pay for his child. Now, you know, I research stuff and I try to figure out what do we consider trades, and because everybody keeps like you know black men are in trades, and I'm like, okay, let's do our research. We got to be honest with ourselves. All right, so for my research, and I'm bringing this over, This is what it says from my research. That's why I say, what are we considering trades here? It says 32.6% of all trade specialists are women, 67.4% are men. It says the average age of a trade specialist is 43, 67.3% are white, 11.5% are Hispanic or Latino, 11.4% are Asian, and Black American or African American it's 5.5%. So then I went and took it one step further. How many black men? It's 20 million, but how many black men in the US? 19.91 million. So if 5.5% are in trades of that 19 point, I'm gonna just say 20 million. We can go on over here to our calculator and we can say, okay, 20 million. Boom, boom, boom. One more. Do times 5.5%. That equals out to 1.1 million. What are the other 18, 19, 18, 5 or whatever doing? And what are we considering trades? Is getting a Linux cert a trade? Is getting an AWS cert considered a trade? Like, what's a trade? What are we considering a trade? I think that has to be defined. What is considered a trade? A trade job generally refers to a job whose duties require advanced training and skills gained through the means other than a bachelor's degree. So it could be a AWS cert. For example, many jobs in construction, such as a plumber or electrician, require you to have significant experience and training before you can work. Traditional trade skills commonly require specialized training from technical or trade schools. So people who go to boot camps, would that fall under trade? I don't know. That's why I say we have to define what are we calling a trade. All right, let's look it up. It's a reason why I'm going down this route. All right, HVAC. Mm-hmm. Flexible hours, high earning potential, opportunities, or possibility of physical activities. Okay, we got welder, video editor, mortician, electrician, plumber, hairstylist, home inspector, a chef, an auto mechanic, a tattoo artist, and that's what they got. Consider the educational requirements of war. So I don't know. I think we have to define what a trade is. Yeah, like I think the word trade is being used loosely. Just my opinion. If we're gonna say, hey, we need people to be in trade school, if we're putting chef under that, if we're putting hairstylist under that, why wouldn't you put a cloud engineer under that? Or a cyber engineer under that, right? They're by default they're not in traditional engineers. Let me say it that way. They're not your traditional electrical, mechanical, civil. um, computer thermodynamics engineers. And even NASB had to loosen up on their terms of what they consider engineers. Yeah, typical college education is a differentiator. It is. Let's see. Let's see what NASB says. NASB says, which is National Society of Black Engineers, anyone who with an interest in NASB mission is eligible for the membership. Even if you do not have a background in engineering or other STEM fields, you can become an affiliate member. So interesting. So why did I bring this up? I brought this up because when I see stuff like this and people pushing this to be a law or some type of way to govern someone or steer someone, right? When I see stuff like this, I have to ask the question: is what's the outcome? What are we attempting to do? Are we attempting because the whole thing around we got to save the black family and we got to save this. Part of me is like, yeah, we do, and the other part of me is like, nah, like if y'all don't like each other, why you keep talking about it? Like if you don't like each other, don't keep talking about it. It doesn't move it's not moving the needle. The talks don't move the needle to me. The talks just further divide, cause strife, uh cause people to follow people home, go knock off YouTubers. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. All right. So that's just my thoughts. All right. So when I see videos like this, Chinese migrants are the fastest growing group crossing into the US. The question is, what trades and what skill sets are they coming with when they get here, and where are they picking up at, and where they gonna go live at? You already know where they gonna go live at. You already know where they gonna go own at. You already know how they already get down. So are you gonna be priced out your own hood? And I'm losing hood loosely. Neighborhood, hood, whatever. Are you gonna get priced out? Are you gonna be able to stay there? What skills, what grocery stores are gonna be there? Like with anybody else, everybody else is gonna always open up a restaurant. They're gonna always work together. They're gonna always serve you. You're gonna always go in there and buy some food. Like, yeah, gas station, beauty supply. So you arguing online about feminine fit submissive truck drivers. They coming on through the border and gonna prop up in the neighborhood next to you, in an apartment next to you. I'm just trying to figure out what do we what's the end goal? Is the end goal to be divided? Because we could go ahead and just stop all the podcasts right now and just stay divided. Or is the end goal to be together and build wealth? Or is it to be divided and build wealth? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the angle is. Because you can't keep getting mad at other people for making the money that they make and going down the path that they're going down. And I'm talking across the board. I ain't just talking about whatever race making this money. I'm just talking about across the board. We can't. We yeah, they're already here and coming in more by the droves. Down to earth, you said we're caught up in the small things and we've been talking about for decades and don't see the tsunami that's about to happen. Oh yeah, the tsunami is here. The tsunami is here. So the question is, what side are you gonna be able to ride the wave, or you gonna climb to the highest mountaintop so you don't get swept up? Like what's your angle? What's gonna be your goal? Right? What's gonna be your goal? Then on this one here, let me take myself down. On this one here, it is half of American renters pay more than 30% of their income on housing from a study that it shows. Half of American renters pay more than 30% of the income on housing. Over here, on this other one, sitting right here, Chinese migrants are the fastest growing groups crossing into the US from Mexico. 30%. Half of American renters pay more than 30%. Now, I'm not gonna put the sign up for this video. I'm just gonna scroll through it. Mute it in my ear. But I just want to kind of glean through this real quick. It's 13 minutes long. I don't want to do that. Look at this. I just want you to see. I ain't gonna even play. I'm not gonna play the sound, but look at this. I was like, why they run like that? But okay. What's going on, Peter Investor? Look at this. And like they say in this video, if you listening to the if you listen go back and listen to this video, these people coming over here, they're middle class. They're coming over here with money already. They're coming over here with people that they know. So the problem isn't the immigrant looking for a better life. It's the millionaire and the billionaire hoarding wealth and, executing class warfare under the guise of capitalists. Hey, Thomas, I ain't buying that one either. The ones they interviewed looked like they were from the middle. Yeah, they were nicely dressed, smartphones. They had phones in the whole nine. College educated, the whole nine. They're already coming in winning. So now you gotta ask yourself, what side of the coin you gonna be on? No, I just don't believe that the millionaires and the billionaires are hoarding the wealth and executing class warfare. What is hoarding the wealth? Like when you say millionaires, be clear. Are you talking about 401k millionaires? Are you talking about people who are THP millionaires? Are you talking about like? Let's be clear. Like I got. Let's be clear about that. On what we're talking about when we say hoarding wealth. Like if I got wealth, I'm supposed to hoard it. Like I don't understand why I gotta. I worked. I busted my ass. Why would I not hoard my wealth? Why would I not keep getting richer? Like I don't understand. Like when you say that, what you mean? Like what are you talking about? Yeah, I think it comes down to personal drive, personal choices and so forth. Yeah, 1,700 millionaires created every single day. We make the most millionaires in the world. But who got the most billionaires? Switzerland. Switzerland has the most billionaires per capita. I got a video about that. I should play these videos tonight so we can have a real conversation. But I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Like I don't understand when you say hoarding wealth. Like, what if I become a millionaire? See, that's the thing though, right? If you become a millionaire, you're supposed to give back, not out of the things that you need to live on, but things that have will accumulate out of it over time. You give a little bit there. But most millionaires and billionaires give away money. That's why that 100 million went to Spelman. They gotta give it away, not because it's just the right thing to do. It looks good on paper, but they gotta give it away for the tax breaks. They gotta give it away for the tax breaks. Tech Ties says, appreciate you there, Beauty Investor. Appreciate the like. And that's right. Don't forget to get the likes up, folks. Sherwood, you say hoarding wealth, loser talk. Sam Altman from OpenAI just asked for $7 trillion and he would get it, and he's gonna get it. And you gotta ask yourself, how much money does Sam Altman really have? Like, we keep on talking about who hoarding wealth. Well, let's talk about who making it and how to make it. We always get in a tizzy. I was looking at the comments on Kendra G. And everybody be in a tizzy once somebody say $100,000. They were like, I'm kind of like Darius Love Hall when it comes to $100,000. when Darius Love Hall said from Love Jones, falling in love ain't shit. $100,000 ain't shit. I like Darius Love Hall when it comes to that. Like, in most of these states, in most of these mega cities that y'all like to live in, you gonna need 100K. You need 100K. Like, we talk about getting to this magic number, like 100K. Ooh, I made it. But you know what it's like? You know what that 100K is like to me? What's that? What's that video with the guy, and he got the fishing rod, and he's like, ooh, and it's a dollar, and he's like, yo, you almost got, ooh, you almost got it. That's what that 100K look like to me. Just dangling in front of you, and y'all go crazy. Ah, she said 100K. Oh my goodness! Like what? Like what we talking about? Hoarding wealth in the sense of manipulating the system so that they aren't affected as by the distribution. I'm hoarding my wealth. Yeah, I'm a hoarder. Call me that. Call me that. Down to earth say people are still able to build and create a life for themselves. We have the ability to pursue six-figure positions and change the dynamics of our families. We do, and I keep showing y'all every time I come on here how to change the dynamics. How to, hey, go if you want to be do quant trader. Here's some skill sets that you can work your way up to. Here's how to get in through the back door. Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, well then go be a cloud engineer. Go work on be a platform engineer. Go do this, go do that. I talk about all the things that you can do and keep you in a job for 10, 20 years as far as skill sets. Making 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Right? You do that for 10 years. You can't tell me that don't change your life. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. Sherry Wood said you should become a billionaire and give away your money and show us how it's done. Hey Thomas. Yeah, the $5 million position was wild. Yeah, like, yo, 5 to 10 million. DOE giving away 100 million, and we're gonna argue up and down. We got migrants crossing the border from China. You already know how they come to get down. You already know. We got all these jobs opening. Everybody's like, oh, the tech layoffs. No, the government is still hiring. I got 2 positions open at my company right now on my team. Like, what we talking about? What we talking about? Like, I just be confused. Either we want it or we don't. And if you scared to go get it, say that. Say you scared to go get it. Say you need help to go get it. Say you need guidance. But don't knock somebody else because they went and got it. Or they want to go get it. That just don't make sense to me. Now you know what's getting ready to happen, right? Y'all don't be paying attention. Y'all gotta pay attention more. Let me find it. Gotta pay attention, my peoples. So most of the people that are still employed right now are 65 and older. They still employed. They still working. So when they decide they want to retire here in the next 5 years or so, all them jobs been getting ready to come open. Now, if you're smart, you'll be like, well, what are the 65 and older people doing? What jobs are they in? Because I would be learning those skill sets because I know them positions getting ready to come on, them guaranteed positions. That's what I would be looking at. You better look around your office to find out who old. You better find out what they do. You better find out what skill set they got. Can you automate it? Can you learn it? What does that look like? Because them the jobs that's getting ready to come open. It's not enough Gen X's to even take those positions. But it's enough Gen X and millennials to slide in there in a totality. Right? Yep. Leadership, management, engineering executives, all of that. That's why you see, you gotta pay attention. All right. Let me tell you. Why? Let me look. Uh Even LinkedIn had it. LinkedIn was like the most in demand skills right now. I was gonna talk about it tomorrow, but it is right here. Communication, customer service, leadership, project management, research, problem solving, sales, teamwork, analytics. I talk about communication all the time. I talk about customer service. I talk about leadership. I talk about project management, research, problem solving. I talk about teamwork and analytics. I don't talk about sales all the time. I can tell you that. But everybody is looking for these skill sets. Everybody was like, well, I'm coming from nursing. How can I get it? Teamwork, problem solving, research, leadership, customer service, communication. Sometimes you may not come into tech directly. You may go on the back door. But it's okay as long as you get in. Right? My man ran is over. I'm done. Man ran over. All right. Let's get busy. All right. These are the 15 funds that have destroyed the most wealth over the past decade. Destroyed. And I wanted to see if y'all were in these funds. If you see them, don't get in them. Right? Let's go. All right. Oh, there's an update. They had to correct this article because it was out before. Let me blow it up a little bit more there. All right. So this was a correction from February the 2nd. It said it was temporarily unpublished while the piece was reviewed internally. The text and the tables have been revised to correct a data issue that caused incorrect market appreciation numbers for certain income oriented ETFs. In addition, we removed two other funds from the list of the 15 funds included in the first exhibit. The market appreciation figure for the principal diversified international fund, PDIFX, and when they're talking about the fund, they're talking about a mutual fund, did not reflect an in-kind transfer from a mutual fund to a sibling CIT vehicle. The market appreciation figure for the Delaware Ivy Asset Strategy Fund, WASCX, did not reflect a consolidation of assets from related vehicles. Now, funds. Remember, your mutual funds try to beat the market because they have a manager that looks to try to beat the market, not run alongside it, right? They try to beat the market. So that's why, again, you hear Dave Ramsey always talk about the 12, the 15, the 16% return. That's why he always says that. Versus your ETFs and your indexes, they'll probably run about 8, 7, 8, sometimes 10. You'll get around there. But the goal for the mutual is to beat that market, right? All right, let's go. It says last week I wrote about the 15 mutual funds and exchange traded funds that created the most value for shareholders in dollars and terms over the trailing 10-year period. If you have a 401k and you're looking to that 401k at work or your IRA, you want to always look at something that's going to return you double digits in 10 years. Like you want to be 10, 12, 15, 20. You want to be there. You want double digits. Keep it simple math for you. Now, if you want to go into what's in those funds, you can. You can go and look and say, okay, what's in this fund? What's in this 2040 target date fund? What's in this 2050? What's in this 2060 target date fund? You can start looking at that, right? You can look at that. If you want to be conservative, throw it in there. You're cool with the 8%, walk away, right? But it says here, it says the resulting number reflects how much growth a fund has created from the market appreciating in its value. What is this video to refer to break it into quant trading? It wasn't a video. It was on the meetup. Thanks to generally bullish market. Blah blah blah. Have y'all been riding the wave for the past week too with the market? Market's been pretty bullish. I don't know if y'all been catching the wave. Like I don't know if y'all been seeing that increase. All right, so let's go. Here go the results. While the top creators were all large, well-known names from some of the largest categories based on asset size, the wealth destroyers are a motley crew of more specialized fund categories. All right, so here we go. As you can see, they the market been up, but it was really up this week. So right here, when we look at Pro Shares, Ultra Pro, right, QQQ, right, SQQQ. Then we got Pro Shares, Ultra VIX, ARC. They got ARC K on here, K Web, ARC G. They got two of the arts from Kathy Wood on here. They got XPXU, FXX, SDS, SH, XPX, right? RSX, and they said this is for data as of 2023. And then they gave the fund size as well too. 14 of the top 15 funds on our wealth destroyer list are exchange traded products. ETFs have many more things going for them, including low cost, tax efficiency, and typically a passive investment approach that makes them suitable building blocks for diversified portfolios. But they also have a dark side. ETFs often focus on narrowly defined market sectors and asset classes, making them potential danger when used by investors with a speculative bent. When I looked at the biggest wealth creators in the fund industry, the list was dominated by the biggest fund families, the Vanguards, the Fidelities, and the American funds. This reflects a positive feedback loop on the size and the performance. Strong performance attracts more assets, which in turn means the biggest fund shops have the most impact on the wealth creation in the dollar terms. Not surprisingly, most of the firms that have destroyed shareholder value are the smaller end of the fund industry based on the asset size. Credit Suisse, for example, is a giant in the world of Swiss banking, but a relatively small player in the U.S. fund industry. Now it says the top 10 wealth destroying fund families over the past 10 years. So we're gonna talk about the fund families. Let me read the joint. Who is Ray Dalio strategy versus who is right? Ray Dalio strategy versus Warren Buffett strategy to invest. I don't know. You know what I think that comes down to? I'm gonna say it like this to Peter Investor. I think that comes down to what kind of investor are you? Are you a Warren Buffett style? Like are you a gambler? Are you a gambler? I don't know. What do you think? I think I'm probably more Warren Buffett than I am Ray. I do like Ray. I watched his backstory. I do like Ray. Right. All right. So Arc, Crane Shares, Credit Suisse, Global X, Pro Shares, Barclays, Advisor, Cromwell, ETF, EMG, and Roundhouse Investments. ARK is the home of the flagship for ARK ETF. ARK KK tops the list for the value destruction. After garnering huge asset flows in 2020 and 2021, its funds were decimated in 2022 bear market with losses ranging of 34 to 67% for the year. Many of its funds enjoyed a strong rebound in 2023, but that wasn't enough to offset their previous year. As a result, ARK family wiped out an estimated 14.3 billion in shareholder value over a 10-year period, more than twice as much as the second worst family on the list. ARK Innovation alone accounts for 7.1 billion of the value destruction over a trailing 10-year period. So if you had any gains, they got wiped out. All right. This one I found interesting. Nah, she can't catch a break. She can't. She's trying to use AI and so forth, and I get it. She's using AI, machine learning, and predictive analysis and models. But people looking at their money right now. Facts Fluff says both are right. The goal is to utilize both strategies, a traditional approach with the ability to adapt to an ever changing market. I agree. All right, feeling left behind by the economy. Younger Americans are charting a different course for building wealth, sometimes at their own risk. What do you think how they're charting their way? Let's go. It said it was a sacred family ritual for Samantha Way. Every Sunday, her parents treated her and her two siblings to lunch and an activity. Rainy days were prime for the flea market, movie theater, or the mall. Good weather meant trips to the zoo or park during their annual vacations to Myrtle Beach from their Kentucky home. Did her family miss the outing? In which case, the fun lasted all week. Now 28 with four children of her own, Wade considers those childhood memories more than just artifacts of the past life, they're relics of a bygone economy. 8 months ago, she gave birth to her daughter, eventually decided to quit her job at a local bank. When the added child costs threatened to eat up her paycheck, her husband still works, often 60 hours a week on unpredictable shifts as a truck driver. Here we go. Banking truck driver. Here we go. All right. His higher pay, his pay is higher than her income her parents made. Excuse me, at one point in their careers. She says her mother a waitress and her dad a delivery driver and then a security guard. It said the Wade family, however, struggles to put toward anything else but bills. I'm sure. Gas on the road, food on the road, healthcare, the whole nine. They got a family of five, six, yeah, four kids, six, a family of six. He might make 150, depending on where they live at, depending on the route. If he's local, he may not be making that much. All right. I'm sure it wasn't easy to come up with that money, but still they were able to save it up and go on vacation, or to afford housing. What he says referring to a prayer, things were more affordable then. Young Americans feel left behind by the economy. Right? See, Gen Z are in the blue here. 38% says harder, and then Gen X and baby boomers, 24% to 11%. Nearly 2 in 5 Gen Zers and millennials believe they have a harder time building financial wealth than their parents. Now, you know what's funny? I was just having this conversation yesterday. Gen Z and millennials think it's harder to build wealth. Well, let's throw over some fun facts here. Right? Let's talk about some fun facts, and then I'll get back to the actual article. The 401k came out in 1978, right? I looked this up. Congress did this enacting Internal Revenue Code Section 401k as part of the Revenue Act. This occurred on November the 6th, 1978. The first implementation of the 401k plan was 1978. So your grandmothers didn't have no 401k. Well, your great grands didn't have a 401k. And depending on where your mom and your dad worked at, they were not introduced to a 401k. They probably had a pension, and in some cases, a thrift savings plan. Now, ask yourself this one. Well, when was the IRA founded? Mm, 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 mm. When was that? The IRA came out in 1974. Now let's fast forward. When was the Roth IRA founded? The Roth IRA was established in 1997. 1997. Oh, here you go. Look, the Roth 401k was founded in 2006. A lot of these investment vehicles are fairly new to, let's say, Gen X, most definitely baby boomers, right? They're newer. You listen, millennials and Gen Zers, these things are common occurrence for you. So, and what's crazy to me is we had dial up. It was no way we was getting 1 gig up and 1 gig down. And Instagram and any social media to make money, the way to make money on social media wasn't even a thing. Social media wasn't a thing like that. So the fact that you could pull up, create an account, start your YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, Discord, any of those things, you have so many different avenues to make money. So when I hear you're struggling to make money, I have to ask you what your skill set is. What's your goal? What's your angle? Put a 1 in the chat if you're feeling what I'm saying. Put a 2 if you don't like it. Put a one in the chat if you're feeling what I'm saying. Put a two in the chat if you're not feeling what I'm saying. It's okay. It's okay. So you can't tell me that it ain't a multitude of ways for you to make money. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and then we got to really think about, okay, well, when did we start having high yield savings account? When did that come about? I didn't hear that growing up. I'm looking. I don't see nothing. I'm seeing stuff around 2009, 2011. We know about savings accounts, but high yield savings accounts. Mm-mm. High yield savings account, sometimes abbreviated HYSAR, type of savings account with higher interest than normal savings account. These accounts typically earn 10 times more in interest than normal savings account. High yield savings account can be a good option for short term investing. I wonder if they were created in 2011. Yeah, throughout the 2000s and 2010s, rates tended to be low. High yield savings accounts, we talking 2011, 2010, 2011. That's a fairly new vehicle. It's not that old. It's not that old. That wasn't something we had growing up as a Gen Z. We didn't have that growing up. We was already out of high school. Like I always tell you, when was YouTube? Well, I know the answer. When was YouTube created? 2005. We had YouTube before we had high yield savings accounts. You had 401ks, Roth IRAs. When I say Roth IRAs came out, was that 97? 97. All right, Roth 401k, 2006. These inventions are fairly new. They're fairly new, right? They're fairly new. All right. So it says every generation is more likely to think they've had it worse. When it comes to Gen X and baby boomers, just 11% of those between 44 to 78 felt like it was worse, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Younger Americans have long indicated that the economy feels tough for them. They're struggling to afford homes, saddled with student loan, drowning in childcare costs, normal when they start their families. The same thing that Gen X had to do. In the post-pandemic era, been they've been reeling from the double blows of elevated inflation and expensive financial costs. But those challenges are leading them to diverge from parents' financial footsteps. Bankrate's newest poll, almost 3 in 10 Gen Z and millennials say they're either considering or have pursued different means of growing their wealth from what their parents did at their age. Okay, so what their parents did at their age, they had pensions or that thrift savings plan or something like that. They really didn't have no 401k. If they're born to Gen Xers, they probably seen a 401k. All right, let's see. Sometimes the new courses young people chart for themselves are far unconventional. From for Wade, the main way she pushed her finances further from her parents did is by becoming a homeowner. I don't know. Isn't that what we already do? Okay, let's keep going. Wade says her parents rarely talked to her about money. But one lesson they did in part is that buying a house is more financially savvy investing than renting. The couple bought their 3 bedroom home for 4 years ago for 129,000, financed it at 3.5. It since climbed to 180. Well, they staying at where they staying at where it only went up to 180. They didn't get the run. Mm. They rather wait out the tough market than cash in, even if it's more than a century old and cramped for their family of six. Uh, but owning um, but owning a home has insulated her from financial distress. Her broken water heater in November, and I talked about this, depleted their little emergency fund. Why I gotta be it depleted their little emergency fund? Why she gotta write it like that? Why she couldn't just say it depleted their emergency fund? She said it depleted their little emergency fund. Uh, building is back up. Building it back up is her top priority, though it's not easy as it was when they had two incomes. Inspired by saving app Acorns, they round up their spending to a whole number every month, and usually are putting away about $100. So they're putting $100 away every month. They're on one income, and he a truck driver. How long you think he gonna last? He a truck driver, a family of six. How long you think he gonna last? And he driving 60 hours a week. Their housing and grocery costs alone are 3,000 a month. Hunted by an unexpected $800 electric bill last winter. Wade fears they fears they have to take out a loan if it happens again. No, I remember everyone telling me it was more affordable to own a house. She didn't listen to Ramit. Also, the first in her family to attend college, Wade graduated in 2023 with her associate's degree to set herself up for a better paying job. What was that again? So far, however, she says it's been a waste of time and money. She has $8,000 in debt, and some jobs in her area don't require a degree anymore. Uh, anymore, some don't require a degree, pay more than what she's making at the bank. It was pointless for me to get my college degree if it didn't get me anywhere. Hey, that's your fault. See, this what I be hating. Go look at the trajectory of the degree you're trying to get into. I went to the library. This is what I knew, right? I knew this before I even talked to the counselor. I said, I want to make a lot of money and I want to do something with computers. So I think I need to be a computer engineer. What does that look like? I was like, I want to work at places like the NASA's, the IBMs. I said that when I was 13. My mama didn't know nothing about computers. My mama didn't even know it. My mama's scared of the computer now. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? I knew I knew this. I knew if I worked and got my degree in engineering and went down the right path, I was gonna make me some money. That's what I knew. And it didn't and when I went to go talk to my counselors was like, you want to be a computer engineer? They was like, that's not something that you should be looking at. They was like, you should look at this over here. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna look at that over there. I already know what I want to do. What you talking about and nothing. Tell me you don't want to do nothing like bookkeeping. I'm like, no. It's like you don't want to do nothing like teaching. I'm like, no. I said, I don't want to be sitting in the classroom teaching nobody nothing. No. Y'all don't make enough money. I knew that then. Y'all struggling now. Even the teachers would say, don't be a teacher. All the black teachers I knew, they were like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to be a teacher. I was like, you right. Despite their different economies, younger Americans are learning about wealth through their parents. Owning a home has historically been more lucrative than renting. Homeowners' median net worth is 38 times the net worth of renters, according to the Federal Reserve. Right? Majority of the Americans, even younger ones, consider home ownership a key component to the American dream, whether it's facing unexpectedly expensive maintenance costs or overpaying for housing, younger Americans who own homes are more likely to face financial related regret about their purchase at 45% for Gen Zers and 36 for millennials, 26 for Gen Xers, and 22 for baby boomers. Right? I think that's the end of it right here. Let me look. Oh no, it's not. All right. Most popular places for financial advice: friends and family, social media, financial advisors, financial websites, and then banking institutions. Friends and family who may or may not have any idea. Social media, you don't even know what you're getting. And then and then financial advisors or other experts is at 35%. That's crazy. You said, damn, he need that tech money, 275, 300. He do. Down to earth, you say, I went to an all girls Catholic high school and the guidance counselor suggested teaching social work and nursing. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Older generations are more likely. I think you can go to teaching once you make your money. I think after you get like maybe like 50 to 55 and you want to teach, you could teach after you have made your money though. Not to use teaching to make your money. Absolutely not, unless you're selling some courses. Yeah, no. Older generations are more likely than younger generations to indicate that their parents didn't try to prepare them for the road ahead. Burn rate study shows about 34% of Gen Xers and baby boomers say their parents did not teach them how to build financial wealth. Listen, I, listen. Most people, grandmothers or great grandmothers, could barely read. In fact, if they could read, they was actually hunted and killed, right? So like what we talking about here, right? Your great grandmama, yeah, they probably could barely read. And going to the bank, that wasn't something they was gonna do. But even so, differences in economic circumstances can get lost in translation when older generations try to give people financial advice. A baby boomer parent who's looking at the millennial child and using the lens, well, by now you should have bought a house, and if you're not, then your trouble is using the lens that the norms of what success looked like during the time of growing up. Who Megan I guess Gerhardt who is a professor at the Farmer School of Business at Miami University, specializing in generational differences. If you fast forward to the millennial generation, norms have shifted dramatically. Investing can help Americans grow their wealth. Save $200 a month at 22 can help you amass 1.2 million by the age of 7. Financial experts also say it's widespread misconception that home ownership is a requirement to build wealth. And this funny thing, we keep saying home ownership isn't a requirement to build wealth, but Blackstone, Amazon, and them ain't stop buying them subdivisions. So who you tricking? Who you fooling? Amazon, Blackstone, they ain't stop buying up houses. They ain't stop buying up subdivisions. So who's fooling who? Well, where my Aretha Franklin? Who's zooming who? Who's zooming who? Right? It says Americans who started investing just $200 a month at 22, for example, could have saved 1.2 million by the time they're 70, assuming returns that ended up on an average of 8% annually over time. Calculations from Bankrate show. Even 10 years later, they could have amassed nearly $36,000 in wealth. Delaying home ownership in order to build a solid financial foundation is a prudent move. I agree with that. That's why I know a lot of people don't like to hear this. A lot of people like, don't talk to me about a 401k. Don't talk to me about an IRA. Don't talk to me about any investment vehicle on saving. I don't want to put my money in there. I want to be able to touch my money. I want to be able to see my money. So a lot of people don't even put their money in it. Some people put their money in T bills or they're putting their money in a high yield savings account and they're letting it sit there. They're like, we're fine with it over there. We'll do CDs or something like that, but they're not interested in none of the other stuff. I know some people like that. I know some people that are like, we'll put my money in the brokerage account and let it ride. They want to be able to touch their money. They're not interested in no 401k. Right? All right. So it says, as investing in your career and future earnings potential rather than jumping into home ownership at the time of high prices, high mortgage, limited selection, and before you really are ready. Thanks to technology and grit, younger Americans are prioritizing their careers and favoring investing. Right? Lifespans are much longer, and many things happen later than they used to. Marriage, kids, and even home ownership. Millions of millennials with those habits have been buying homes later than perhaps originally envisioned, but skipping right over the starter home. Right? For starters, they're prioritizing their careers. They were like, they were like, I wanna be rich. Uh uh Gen Z and millennials were the generations most likely to say they're planning to take career action by March 2024, um, and to have already made career moves by March 2023. Right? Are y'all seeing that? I think we've been seeing this since Gen X. I think Gen X prioritized careers over buying houses. That's just my personal thoughts. I could be wrong, right? At what age are we seeing the average homeowner now? The average age of homeowners is 56. On top of that, senior citizens 65 will have the highest home ownership at 78%. I'm just curious, what is the average homeowner? That's for Florida. So they pulling that from Florida. So let's go and see if we can find it. All right, here we go. Right here, the typical age to buy a first home has jumped to 36. That's about right. So if you get someone at 25, 20, 26, that's getting, they're ahead of the game. So those of you out there that are 25, 26, buying houses, kudos to you. Yeah, I'm seeing 36 to 49. Kudos to you. Back to the article. Let's see where the American, where are we getting where are people at? I'm trying to see what industries they're getting people going into. And they in South Florida. Her parents bought their South Florida home in the 80s for 80,000. She in South Florida and they on one income. They ain't gonna make it. Sarah Foster, you better talk to them. They ain't gonna make it. Not on that one. All right. Let me see. All right, here we go. Right here. The U.S. workforce has more employees over 65 than ever before, and it could mean great things for the bottom line. 65 and older people. This is coming out of Pew Research. All right, Pew Research survey found nearly a fifth of Americans aged 65 or older were employed in 2023, nearly double the 3 decades prior. Employees 55 and older would constitute over a quarter of the global workforce by 2031. Finding ways to capitalize on the increasing intergenerational workforce is top of the mind for Jason LaRue, national managing partner of talent and culture at KPMG, who supports the firm's 36,000 U.S. partners and professionals. We're absolutely going to, and let me blow that up. That look a little small. I say, there we go. We're absolutely going to have to be able to attract workers across a wide set of generations, including people who have longer careers already. There's no magic about it. I turned X age and therefore I am capable or not capable of doing something else. This marks this marks an unprecedented time for workplaces where the presence of retirement workers used to be rare. However, given the current U.S. labor shortage, it could be a win win for those older workers and their employers. A pool of older workers grows, so does the evidence that their presence on generational teams can boost economies' bottom line, foster innovation, and help combat widespread burnout. In the war for talent, employers must implement novel ways to integrate and engage both long-time and new cohorts of experienced workers. For practical and professional reasons, adults are working longer. They're not retiring at 65, they're retiring at 75. And they're living at 80 and 90, 85, 80, 85, 90. I talked about this earlier last year. For some, financial impact of caregiving and the need for a steady paycheck to support their longer, healthier lifespans have made traditional retirement impossible. We're having to try and invent a life that hasn't been lived before, says the John Beard, director of International Longevity Center USA and professor for Robert N. Butler Columbia Aging Center. Other older Americans continue to work to maintain social connections for a sense of purpose or to reimagine a career in a novel decade of opportunity. Author of The Unemployed and Faking Normal. She joined a startup incubator at the age of 68 and became a founder at 70. I think that the days of retirement being at one time, one way exit, then you're done is over. While generations are not monoliths, research suggests older workers are the most loyal and tend to stay in jobs longer, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Companies whose proportion of older workers is 10% higher than that of other firms, see a 4% less turnover compared with the companies with a lower portion that may not seem. And let me stop right there. How many of y'all gonna retire on your YouTube channel? How many of y'all gonna retire from your YouTube channel money? I just want to know how many of y'all retire from your YouTube channel money. I want to know. I just want to know you gonna retire from your YouTube channel. I have a question. I guess I've never seen this or heard this. I mean, do truck drivers retire? I'm just asking because I've never seen it. I've never heard anybody talk about it. Do truck drivers retire? Do they do they retire? See, what age do most truck drivers retire? Uh, they got 55 to 60. He retired. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't know if truck drivers retire or do they were like my body has is too much wear and tear on my body, so we stop. I'm stopping right now. It says, do truck drivers have a good retirement? Yeah, experts say that after you retire, you'll need about 70% of your income you earn before retirement to maintain your lifestyle. And 70%, a trucker who's earning 60,000 annually would need about 42,000 in his retirement. Yeah, they can't do it for. I'm just saying, do they do if they retire? Do they retire at like 40, 50, 60? Like, what does that look like? Because the guys I know that drive trucks and they in their 50s, they trying to get out now. They like, I'm tired of this. They don't want to do it. It says the average life expectancy of a commercial truck driver is 61 years. It's 16 years lower than the national average. That's what it said right there. Blow it up. The average life expectancy of a commercial truck driver is 61 years, 16 years lower than the national average, according to the CDC. Time for a consult. No one retires in trades. We stop when our bodies stop. Time for a consult. We are all making money and we're all tired. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like I've never heard a truck driver say, I'm retiring. I always hear a truck driver say, man, I can't do this no more. My body can't take this no more. Or it's too lonely on the road for me. I'm switching up. I want to have a family. I want to be able to come home every day to somebody. I don't never hear I've never heard nobody say, I'm gonna ride this truck till I can't ride it no more. I'm just saying. I just ain't seen it. Old school Walmart truck drivers used to make money and retire with a good bank. Car houses make 300, 500K. Yep. I just don't never hear it no more. I don't hear people say I'm a truck driver and I'm retired. Even the physical trades like the car washing, the plumbers and stuff, the bending down. I'm just not seeing it. So this goes back to the what I originally started. Are trades good for people to get in that are where it's a physical activity and be in it for a long time, or is it good to get started, turn it into a business, get some younger people to come in and work, and then manage the people. Solid steps to wealth. Let me know. Right? It says companies, blah, 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 blah. Older workers also possess what Bethany Iverson, co-founder of Coven, a co-working space for underrepresented groups called crystallized intelligence. As we age, we get better at formalizing knowledge. We get better at giving advice and sharing feedback. Dr. Linda Fried, director of Columbia Age Boom Academy, and Robert N. Butler, Columbia Asian Center, and the dean of Columbia Mailman School of Public Health says older workers also possess more, I guess, pro-social motivations. That is that is an empathy and a desire to serve others, being a servant leader. As people get older, maybe because of their problem solving capabilities plus a huge dose of generativity, they want to leave things better for subsequent generations. Companies benefit from older employees' desire to make improvements. Employees 55 and older will constitute over a quarter of the global workforce by 2031. That's a lot of people. They're talking globally. That's a lot of people. Trying to get here. This is going to be a big problem because your manager is probably going to be younger than you. How many of y'all right now manager is younger than you? D got to put the link out there. The younger people we dealing with today are not us. That's a whole nother ball game. Trades are good to get started, but you got to transition and have a plan. I agree. Let me see. See, 1 in 6 older adults say that says they haven't gotten a job because of their age, according to AARP. 40% of employers do not have policies in place to support older workers. Age and inclusivity. Baby boomers have the lowest levels of burnout and the highest engagement at work. 90% of the older workers say their job must feel meaningful to accept the position. Employers have to find innovative ways to re-engage and support them. There's a massive opportunity to reimagine how roles are designed, helping organizations absorb the wisdom of older employees before they eventually transition out of the workforce. Oh no. Like I say, the older folks that I know, the 65 to 75, they still work and they don't mind. My mom got a coworker that's 86. Not the consult, the link to join. Um Drop the link to join the stream. Um the My mom coworker, I think she 80. No, she might be 90 now. She still work. and she don't have to. She just enjoys getting up, going to work. That's her thing. And her husband is retired, and he drives her to work. And she go on her trips, and she goes to the casino, and she go on her cruises, and they spend time together. But she just like, I want to go to work. I don't know what to tell you. That's just where she at. Let me look. On I think Charlotte posted this, but I had seen it before she had posted it. But we're gonna talk about it because this is another problem. You watch, you're gonna be in these jobs. US chip makers don't have enough workers. Biden hopes a $5 billion plan will help them. They already threw a couple of billion at this already. There's not enough workers because everybody want to be a YouTube star, an Instagram, or as my mama say, a TikTok star, right? Some social media, some something. My aunt is around 75, and if she didn't have issues with computer software, she would still be working. She hates retirement. They don't want to retire. They enjoy going to work. Hey, I know y'all saw this. Hold on, let me grab it. I know y'all saw this one. I got you in a minute. I see you back there. I know y'all saw this. The automated AI restaurant that opened up. I know y'all saw that. The wipeout is happening right before you. I personally think some of the trades gonna get wiped out. Not all of 'em, but I do think there will be some assistance going on. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. All right. We got the none other. Solid steps to wealth in the back, Miss Ward. What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Not much, man. I've been talking about these trades, and I opened up with it because I got to go back and finish the clip with Killer Mike, where he was saying that um, young men need to get in trades, and we need to solve the problem for trades and so forth and so on. But my question is, how long can we stay in those trades? Um, and how long would that? I don't know what happened to her, but she's still listening. How long do we stay in those trades, and how long do we? How long can the body function in those trades? That's where I'm at with it. Oh, we'll wait till she come back, but I got more. Was this a discussion? Was this the discussion with RFK Jr.? I don't think so. But let's get through. I don't have the sound on, but you can look through here. They dropping the fries. You got the robots dropping the fries. You got the hamburgers being made. And the guy said he got it because he said he couldn't keep nobody employed when nobody going to stay and work. So he could be open 24/7. He could be open 24/7. He ain't got to worry about nobody. All they do is just order. Boom, he done. He can be open 24/7. Don't even have to worry about that. All right, Miss Ward, come on up. You back now?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to figure out why I got an echo. That's what I was trying to eliminate.
Oh, okay. Is it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Maybe a delay too.
let me double check here, making sure my everything is off.
Got you.
So it's like a little delay or something.
Yeah, I it's a delay because when I say something, probably about 5 or 10 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds.
Uh,
You there? Oh, yep, she froze. Yep, she go. All right. Well, she's doing her thing. Let's get to back our thing. So Biden saying you can't find nobody to work in the warehouse. That's what he's saying. They can't find people. Now, is it a question of how much they're paying? Is it the location? What is it that why he can't find people? And we got what 100,000 layoffs in tech. Yeah, they got a $20 billion plant in construction in Ohio. Right. What is the issue? All right. So along with that, right? Along with that, we got this right here. Let me grab it. People on the verge of homelessness would get help paying rent under the Biden administration plan. Migrants will work. Low income people who need help paying rent or securing temporary housing will get additional aid under the new initiative to tackle the country's homelessness. The initiative seeks to address the homelessness by expanding what is covered under Medicaid in certain states. 8 states, the District of Columbia, have been selected to participate in the federal accelerator to reduce homelessness. According to the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the accelerator will provide assistance to 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 the states as well as Washington D.C., which will allow them to make Medicaid dollars to help people find housing and avoid eviction. Medicaid has traditionally provided government-funded health insurance to low-income households. It says we're looking to use federal health care dollars for wellness care. We get to people before they get ill, and we keep them healthy, right? We're simply saying to the states, if you can prove to us that with Medicaid dollar you improve someone's health, then you essentially serve the purpose of the Medicaid program and you're saving taxpayers more money. Some states already allocate Medicaid funds towards housing support for the homeless in California. But with more experiencing homelessness, the federal government has ramped up efforts to help 8 states: Arizona, California, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, and Washington, D.C. Let's be clear. The ones that are homeless in Hawaii get shipped to Hawaii. Let's be clear. If they're home, if you homeless in Hawaii, they are getting shipped to Hawaii. They just not walking around and then all of a sudden they out. Because people in Hawaii usually families in homes. Yeah, you gotta have a skill. All right, I'll bring you back to this, Miss Ward. The new initiatives comes as homeless in the U.S. has hit a new high between 20 to 2023. The number of people that experience homelessness grew by 12%, which is roughly 71,000 more people to 653,000 people, according to the December report from HUD. That's the highest on record. Sharp rents, cost of food, so forth. It says the largest of people experiencing homelessness are between the ages of 35 to 44. These are prime working years. These are prime working years. What are we talking about here? And it says the homelessness increases. It says the largest absolute homeless increases are New York, California, and Florida. I don't know what to tell y'all. You can't live in New York on 50,000. And don't lie to me and tell me you can. Don't lie to me and tell me you can't. Okay, you right, you can. If you roommate with somebody. But if you stand by yourself, you got a rat next to you. You can't tell me you ain't got no rat next to you. You can't tell me you ain't got no rat next to you. I keep telling y'all got to put these animals to work. You better make an Instagram out of them. You gotta put up an Instagram of the rats and the roaches. I keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all keep trying to deny that this ain't like Tamika. We can make it off of 50. It's hard to make 100,000. No, it's not. It's not. You just don't want it. Come on, Miss Ward. Come on up now. Come on up now.
Too funny. Girl, you have me over here dying. Let me tell you something. I'm one of the people in trades that make money, and I'm gonna get a consult, okay? Because I'm tired. Let me tell you something. I can't get nothing together because half the time I don't know where the hell I'm at. Like right now, I'm in Evans, Georgia, girl.
Mm,
I just finished the interview with one of my coaching students, and we were discussing, and he all laid back, and I'm looking at him like, "What are your plans? What are you doing? I mean,
what are
what's
you
going on?"
doing? What's
He's
going
like,
on?
he's like, "I thought this was an interview. I didn't know." I said, "Dude, you understand? Whenever you deal with me, I'm gonna keep my foot on your neck and my
Correct.
foot, and I put a battery in your back because what I need you to understand is tomorrow cannot wait. You
At
need
all.
to be stepping appropriately." That's why, like I said, I love watching you because when I'm traveling on the road, I'm always listening because you drop all that financial game, but also that W-2 me. Let me tell you something. If I had met you before I got in the industry and with the W-2 menu, now let me explain something to you. I'll be sitting right there back in the background with D. Like, what up? You better tell them you ain't
Right.
lying. You better give these animals a job on Instagram because obviously that's what people are interested in is the foolishness. Because if it like you look at my industry, people look at us, they look at Mike Sneed, appliance boot camp, all this, and they think this stuff is easy. Anything that you want to excel at, you have to apply yourself consistently. Like right before I got on here with you, I was sitting here just going through what we call triage, going through jobs that we got coming up, making sure that all the parts are ordered because the way we make money is we wanted to have what's called a one-stop complete. If you ever had somebody come at your house, they come and diagnose, then they come back later with those trips. Multiple trips cost us money.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us who have systems in place, we already diagnosed the problem and we show up with parts in hand because we're trying to get paid that day.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to do, but that's a professional.
Right.
We're not trying to patch it. We're trying to make sure we bring it back to factory specs and we collect almost the same amount as the as a
As the
new
fact as a new one.
as the new. I'm trying to tell you, I just worked on one today, $2,200. $2,200 for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And people be like, I said no, because what they don't understand is the job I had today. I was working on something that had R600A, which is the new refrigerant that comes in all the new ones, and it's
Mm-hmm.
flammable. It is butane based, and people freak out. There's not a lot of people who do it because they're scared. They scared it's gonna blow up on them. That it's gonna blow up on them. So
Mm-hmm.
I charge a hazard fee
Of course.
collect my bag, as I always do. And then I left that and knocked out a dishwasher for $736.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, how you do a dishwasher? I said, right, y'all don't understand. People pay for convenience, not having to go buy nothing new. They want to
Correct.
now. And the clientele I deal with is clientele. They pay for the expertise, and time is what they want you.
Right.
It's just like any like I'm always telling my guys, you have to charge what the market will bear, but then you have to understand the market. But
Mm-hmm.
still, I would rather be doing DevOps, getting my Linux infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with Kubernetes. Just that's me and you talking because I'm a Kubernetes. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't understand. I'm trying to slide in the conference. Unfortunately, I'm more popular than I wish to be. So, when I go slide in the back door, people know me, and I'm like, really? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
trying to get the game like everybody
Right.
else. I'm always, and that's what I tell people. You got to be willing to pivot. And like I'm always telling people, you
Listen.
gotta have an option, man. I'm a pivot. Look, I don't care. Look, let me tell you, like this, me and you talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be so close to 1M this year. I want to be sitting next to you. I'm trying to make enough money so I can sit down a year, get all that stuff y'all got on y'all side, and then apply the same business acumen
Listen.
to what y'all do.
I listen. I don't understand. Like again, like I said before, um, the whole thing about foolish finance Fridays is one to show the bad investments, but bad investments don't have to come within stock. You can have bad investments in yourself, right?
That
and
part.
and the bad investments that you make in with yourself can set you back sometimes 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You file a bankruptcy. You go into business with someone who's not business savvy. You not business savvy. You ain't watching them. They stealing millions from you. They taking 10,000 from you every month. You have no
Hercules.
you have no clue. You don't have your books ain't up to date. You ain't you go hire your buddy who just got his CPA license, but he ain't really had no clients, so he give you a discount.
Oh my
You know,
God.
like we do so many things so backwards that
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you on a hamster wheel. Oh, I messed that up, so I gotta let me speed
Mm-hmm.
up. You know what I'm saying? I know I messed it up, so I gotta speed up my time. But what you're speeding up is also the time in the market as well too, because your age, you keep breathing, you get older. You keep breathing, you get older. It is you can't get you. It's nothing you could do about age. You can't slow it down, right? You can only look like you slow it down, like face wise, some
Mm-hmm.
Botox or whatever. But you can't but you're not slowing. Your body doesn't say that, right? So
Yeah.
we gotta think smarter. We gotta be able to
Mm-hmm.
move. We gotta be flexible with like, hey, if tech ain't your end game, get into tech, make your couple of a million or two, get out of tech, buy you a business, let somebody go do some mobile services or whatever the case may be and retire.
Facts.
Or you can flip it and do the other way.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a plan. We can't sit on the sideline like we've been sitting on the sideline. Y'all getting wiped out. And if
Mm.
you wait till retirement come, what
Mm.
what is what is Gen X gonna look like in retirement? What is millennial gonna look like in retirement?
Yeah, but you know what, T? This is the thing, Eric. We got a couple of issues. Issue number one is we late already. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us just in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people as you elevate your game, like Michelle Obama, what she say about everybody don't have the oxygen to go to the next level. Y'all better let them people go.
Mm-hmm.
Because that slow thinking and that dumb thinking, especially when you know you meant for more, sometimes you gotta, like they say, take them 6 months to a year to yourself. Figure out who you are. Go back
Mm-hmm.
to what you used to enjoy to do and learn how to monetize that and be smart enough to make moves right now because the borders is open.
The doors of the church is open.
And let me tell you something. They trying to get it from the rook and the crook. You
Yeah.
hear me? And let me tell you, they're gonna look out for theirs. And the thing about it is that everybody can't go. Sometimes you gonna have to be Joseph. You gonna have to go in front of your family and prepare the way. And
Yeah.
it's a lonely thing, and when you got people like Tam is giving out so much game. I'm trying to tell y'all, here I am, I make money. When I say I make money, and I don't brag about it, I had to send somebody a couple of my 1099s. And one 1099, and I can say this because I can back mine up, was 281,000 from one of my vendors. That's one out of 10. And what people don't understand, that was something I built, and I didn't do it the way the industry did it. When I showed up in my industry, I was almost shunned because I went to business a different way. And all I did was introduce AI and all that stuff before it became apps and all this other stuff because my mind worked on systems. I wanted to know how I could multiply myself. Now that
Mm.
I've done that and I realize, and I'm transitioning on the government contract side, I'm still thinking about, my mind is bright and I don't want to get dementia. Like I'm thinking all this stuff. So I want to
Hey.
always study and next level. And for me, IT is the best way to go. The best thing I got is of my friend next to me, Tamika, because Tamika is not only giving you the blueprint and the shortcut, and she got to connect. But the key is you got to show up and be willing to work. See, Tamika nice to me because I raised my prices so much. I don't want you to come get a consult with me in my industry. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If you pay to talk to me, you're gonna pay because what I have found in my industry is people think it's a quick lick. So they put a lid on, like a little lid switch and make $250, $300. And since they ain't seen no money, they think that's money. I mean, the guys I coach at my round table now, the reason they're successful is because I taught them how to price accordingly. They
Hmm.
had the talent, but they didn't understand profit. They didn't understand the importance, and that they had to get out of that W-2 mindset. As long as I make $100 an hour, $100 an hour ain't no money. Not in America.
Now, once you take the taxes on it, once you pay the taxes on
Yeah,
it,
please. But that's why when you got somebody like Tamika, I mean, and the thing about it is, if you like me personally, I go back and I look at all Tamika's videos and I make notes. Like I made notes about the different rooms I need to be in and conferences I need. So what I'm trying to do is between my training on the appliance and commercial side, I'm trying to make sure I get the IT because I got the IT is for my tomorrow. You follow
mm,
me?
hmm,
While this brain is still working, that means I can still make money, make the same amount of money I'm making now without breaking my back, without covering 4 states. The only reason I make what I make is because I cover 4 states. I cover basically the entire Southeast region, and I specialize.
where 56% of the black people live at.
Oh yeah, I say hi to them every day, honey. I slid through Atlanta. I couldn't believe it brought me through Atlanta. Usually I go around 285. I was coming from LaGrange,
Hmm.
Georgia,
Hmm.
and I had to come up to Augusta. But like I'm saying, man, the thing about it is we have to give ourselves a plan. You got to give yourself grace, and then you got to do this because all the people you already know they ain't going nowhere. Just admit it. You the
Yeah,
brightest. If you watching this, you probably the brightest one in the room. So you need to get in some more rooms.
I
You
say it
feel
all
me?
the time.
You know.
And you,
You
you
know.
and you can use your skill sets to get in other rooms. You don't have to wait till somebody introduce you to get in
Bam.
those rooms. You can use your skill sets to get in those rooms. And those skill sets I talk part of is what I talked about earlier. Your leadership skills, your communication skills, your ability to understand customer service, their needs. It gets you in other rooms. If you handle a customer with care, they may be like, you know what? Since you handle me that way, I want to introduce you to a couple of my friends that may need your help. Let me introduce you to them. And now you get introduced to them, and now you networking without networking. And we got to be able to utilize the skill sets that we have and build on what we got, foundational skills. We have to take that and be able to get into other rooms. And if you see some people that's in there that want to help you, you latch on and let them help you, and then you keep it moving and you just keep building. But we can't be waiting for somebody to say, "I'm gonna let you in this room."
Mm,
Them days is over with. It's either you gonna kick in the door or the
mhm.
door gonna get slammed in your face,
Yeah.
and you got to figure out
Yeah.
which one that's gonna be for you.
Yeah, they got to get out of that programming. In school, you program to wait in line and wait your turn. Not today. You better get up in there and recognize. I'm trying to tell you because they actually waiting on you. What's going to shock you is that when you step into those rooms, you're going to be welcome. And then you got to drop that mindset because just in case, just because someone handles you a certain way or address you, it's a
Hmm.
relationship you have to learn how to build. And you got to get out of your own fears, your own insecurities. You know, a lot of y'all look in the mirror, y'all don't like yourself. Number one, you need to fix that. That's
I
what you
talk
need to fix.
I talk about that all the time. Fix yourself. I
Fix
hear it all the
you.
time. I hear it all the time. People be like, "We want peace. Peace. You want peace? You ain't got peace before we what? I don't understand. Make it make sense. You gonna have peace before you meet somebody else? What you mean? You want peace? Peace what?
Man, man, people be projecting. They be projecting something. I was start dealing with a customer the other day, and she started talking to me about. I believe we're having a transference experience. Then I had to pause for a minute. I said, "Dang, I remember that word. That's therapeutic." I said, "Oh," I said, "Let me think a minute, because I could have transferred some of my frustrations on your ass since you was working my nerves today." But I'm gonna back it up because she started to try. She started to cry them. I ain't gonna say the word. Let's say you know who likes to cry them.
I know what you mean. I already know. No crocodile tears.
I had to back it up. I said, "Boy, look at here. Let me put the melanin back. Let me
no, no
let me bring
crocodile
that energy
tears.
back." But it
I
was
get
all
it.
good though. But I'm
So
privileged
so
to know you, Tamika. I'm privileged to know D. I'm privileged to know Erica Williams. It's just a lot of people that is giving y'all game. And I'm telling you, if you're broke like Joe, you need to just start taking notes. And a lot of these resources are free. I
yeah.
mean, like one of my friends, Karen, say, you need to learn how to use Google. Get up and Google something. I mean, man, look at Microsoft. I done studied all the Azure stuff. I done took tests. I mean, come on, man. The test is $165. Really? Like, come
Right.
on, man. You come on.
And then some of that stuff is free, right?
Exactly.
You get the not Amazon, but well, Amazon, Microsoft, and IBM. They all have an AI initiative and a cloud initiative and a data initiative, and they're giving classes away for free. You used to couldn't get these classes for free, but they're giving away for free because they're just like, yo, we need people. We don't we don't have nobody. Like we need people out here. So I mean, I could talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I can go execute all I want to, but it's just if it's in the end, if it's only me, it don't move the needle enough. It move the needle for me, but it don't move a needle enough for everyone else. And that's what I want to change. I want to be able to look across the table and it's 10 of us across the table. We just got to get out of the mindset. And this is what happens a lot of times. And this is another part of the foolish finance. It could be 10 of us in a room, but somebody got to turn it into a competition and we got to be better than everybody else. And so we can't work with everybody else. We can't do it with each other. We got to be better. Don't they all got to see me because and then it turns into a bad competition because now people don't even want to deal with you. People got to pick sides. Why can't we all eat? If it's $1 million on the table and it's three of us or four of us, why can't we all eat off of that 1 million? Why we gotta fight each other in order to be like I'm better than you or whatever the case, whatever the situation, the mental situation is. And I get so tired of it because it's just like, man, it's just really not a competition. Let's just get in the room and get this money. Like, can we just collectively move together? Like, can you imagine if we could all move in the room and hey, it's 1 million in this room, it's 5 million in that room, and we just go in the room, we clean the table, we put it up, we reinvest back into each other, we reinvest back into the company, and we just keep moving from room to room to room. But we can't do that. I can't do that when you over here, number one, and you can't read. I can't do that when you don't have no math skills. I can't do that when you don't have any comprehension. And I most definitely can't do it if you don't even have the vision or the thought to see like, oh man, I could be greater than what I am. Collectively, we can be greater than where we are. So let's get it. I can't do that with you if you don't even see it for yourself. And it's a lot of us out here like this.
Hmm.
This ain't no just a one time occurrence. You got people in your own family that act like this. You got people that are close to you that
Mm,
talk down to you
mm,
that even act like that.
mm,
And what make it so bad is you love them more than they love themselves.
mm,
You
mm,
love them you more than you love themselves. And they won't and because you do, and because you see the great in them, because you see the vision that they could be. Like I used to when I was growing up, I used to be like with my friends, I was like, man, if she if she keep writing, if she keep doing this, man, she gonna be on the front of this cover, or she gonna make this book, or she gonna do this, man. And I was like, man, I can't wait till she get there. What can I do to help her get there? How can I make sure that that talent is fostered so she could get there? What can
mhm,
I do to help him get there? I was like that growing up. I was like that. I've been like that a very long time. And so to me, none of this makes sense when we tear each other down. When we get mad at somebody because they got some skills and some
what? Man, you ain't said nothing. Let me tell you something. There are two things. Like I gave my cape up a long time ago. I'm glad you still wearing yours.
money.
Praise be to God.
D don't wear hers. D with you. She don't wear hers.
Look, let me tell you something. What I learned something a long time ago because like I said, I have a round table and I have a very selective round table that of people that I support. But you better believe the players at that round table change as we elevate because still everybody can't go. And what I've learned how to do is develop relationships with my allies across the table because the hardest thing for me to learn is just because they skin to me don't mean they kin to me. And I found the deepest daggers in my back were from people that look like me, whether I like it or not. See, they don't like for these public conversations, but I don't care because I'm built for it. At the end of the day,
I'm with it.
I work in a non-traditional field. I've worked in non-traditional fields my whole life, and I've always been in. I work from the ground up, and I always work my way up to corporate positions. And in those boardrooms, I had to defend a lot of people that look like me, and I'm putting my job on the line for them, and I'm coming back, and they doing the dumb dumb. But that's because I got a heart for the people. At the same time, I ain't stupid though. You feel me? So now the way I move is I understand, I listen to discernment, which is God given, and I help those that spirit tells me to help. Because you can hurt yourself trying to even do good
Yep.
because those resources could be better used for, someone with the real call.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, that whole thing about us leveling up and going in rooms together, what you find out is that I'm telling you, find out is the more you work on you and the more you keep your energy and spirit aligned, those things don't bother you after all because then you see behind the mask. Like
Hmm.
you don't even fall for the okie day. Like you can smell the okie day and
Oh
still be.
yeah.
I'm
It
still
be it
working
be
on being nice about it. I'm still being work.
it,
I'm working on not having my facial expression change when I realize you're on that okie doke. Because I'm one of them, like it's all over my face. Like,
yeah.
I'm working on that.
It be over there. It be all over their face. You could you it ain't they don't hide it, right? The thing about it is here's what I also learned though too. Sometimes those people have something that you need. And so you got to figure out how you can get what you need out of that person
You can
in order
stomach
to yeah, in order to maneuver in that room.
it.
And what I have learned is we don't know how to get what we need out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm not saying use a person. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because they're going whether you think that you're not being used, you're gonna get used in this game of life. Somebody's gonna use you for something. You got to figure out how much that's gonna be though.
Man.
right?
Yeah.
But there are people when you get in these certain rooms, you got to understand what is it like to be in that room, how to maneuver that room, and sometimes you got to take a step back and study the room. You have to study people mannerisms. You got to study people handshakes. You got to watch who they talk to, how they talk to people, what words they use, what laughter they have. Is that a fake laugh? Is that a real laugh? What kind of shoes do they have on? What kind of watch are they wearing? How
Mm-hmm.
they maneuver in the room? Do they leave early from stuff? Do they come? Do they not? Are they drinking? Are they not? What are they drinking? How often are they getting drinks? Are they pouring it out? Is that water? Is that Sprite? Is that a little Sprite with lemon in it? You gotta you gotta know how to move in these rooms and how to talk and who to talk to. And the other thing, this is a a thing that you just gonna have to get out there and learn. You gotta know when to strike.
That part. 48 laws of power. That's what it sounds like to me.
You gotta know when to strike. Yeah, sometimes it ain't good to strike up front. Sometimes it's good to strike in the middle. Sometimes it's good to strike right before the middle, and sometimes it's good to strike on the back end. You just got to know when to strike. And I'm not talking about hitting nobody either. like, I'm talking about getting the information that you need so you can go on to the next level. And we do not do a good job of that. And I know because I sit in the rooms and I'm listening to people talking. I'm like, why they didn't ask this question? Why didn't they do X, Y, and Z? Why didn't they take this time to leverage that? Why didn't they go down this route? What's stopping them? A lot of people say they ready and they get in the room and they
Mm.
they do this. They don't
Don't be
talk.
ready.
They
Don't
be
even be
tongue
ready.
tied. They can't come up with the question. It's just not their thing. And when you in the room, they gonna they gonna drown you out.
Yeah.
So you better be ready. And
Yeah.
then, and this go for my ladies too, right? Especially you working in tech. And a lot of you like, man, that seems like, man, that may be hard work, or it may be masculine, or it may be this, or whatever the case, however you want to chop that up. You could be in a room full of women, and them women would dart at you like a python. So don't get it twisted just because you're a woman in tech that the women gonna help you. I know women that specifically say, I'm not helping nobody. I got women that been on my podcast that said that. She was like, I ain't studying that. Get in how you get in. Get down how you get down. So either you going I'm just telling you from a perspective of everybody in tech that look like you, that's a female or that's black, is not there to help you.
Well, that's in any arena, man. It's like I said, that's why I did a video earlier on my channel, and it was about, are you ready for what you prayed for?
Mm,
And when it show up, can you handle it? Basically, you know, a lot of people ask for stuff, they'll complain all day long, but then instead of polishing the soft skills, polishing their speaking ability, polishing what they need to go to the next level, because in America you got everything from Toastmasters to this and that. You can even teach yourself different vocabulary, different word. I mean, it's just some people just want to be ignorant. They think that they can complain about everything, and it's somebody going like mama gonna come in and make it better. The reality as an adult, it is up to you how you want to present yourself, how you're going to prepare for these rooms. Like I said, I sit here and listen to you guys, and I already know where I want to be. I want to be on Kubernetes. I want to be on the back end. Cause see, I don't
mm,
even want to be seen. I want to be making money in the dark.
in the dark.
In the
Right.
dark.
Right.
Like, look, just send me a link. I'm good. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and I want to be in those areas that are high demand, take a special skill, and I want to navigate it accordingly. And I want to keep my mouth shut. Like
Yep.
I don't even want to be known. I just want to stack the bag. And see, the
Mm-hmm.
problem is people want to get. Man, let me tell you, People want to be out front. Out front ain't the best place to please, best place to be. You look at any company. If you number 2 and 3 and 4 man, you safe. That guy that's taking the hits up front, oh, they're gonna switch them out every so many years. He got to deal with the board. All you got to
Hmm.
do is collect the check and support whoever
Right.
in charge. That's the position I want, and I ain't
Yep.
got no problem with telling nobody.
Yep. And two, like the here's the other part that that I often see that kills me. Like, yeah, I think I know I want to do a math session. Like, oh, I know I want to do that. I want to get back to math. Here's the other thing I want to get back to: reading. Like, we just really don't read. Like, we really don't read.
What?
Like, reading is a lost art. Like, I I don't understand. Like, what is going on with the reading? We're not. We don't. We won't. We won't. We won't read. I mean, I even take Audible like for it, or even a video. We just there's something amongst that's going on, and I don't know if it's time or if it's the fact of whatever. Like, we just I don't know, but we're not reading, and I could tell from like these news articles that are floating around. Like, you know how much content come out every day about retirement. You know how much content come out about trades. How much money is being pumped out here about trades. I don't think nobody even caught this. I'm gonna talk about it probably tomorrow or Monday. I ain't decided yet. But there's an article out there that talks about how the Chinese hackers have been inside the government infrastructure for the last 5 years. And not only have they been inside the infrastructure for the last 5 years, they've been shipping and selling secrets, right? So now you got to think about it from a security perspective, an internal security perspective. Now, it's not you're not overseas. You're sitting, literally sitting in facilities and so forth. So now we got to think about, is the person next to me, like, can I trust this person? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're at this juncture now. Can I trust this person? So now, not only am I looking at it from a lens of like, man, keep your circle tight, but can I can I trust this person? Are you the mole? Are you the person like I feel like I gotta go get a banana and be like, I gotta drop a dime on them, like,
Better you than me. That's right. Hey, because they'll put it on you quick. Yeah,
correct,
boy. Quick.
right? So not only are we, you know, like, even not supporting each other, like, internally, there's a a brew that's going on, and then on top of that, you want to work enough and build up enough wealth to retire, but you may get somebody that come in your way and just like, nah, you ain't retiring. So now it's like a whole thing about trust. So it's I don't know. It's just like, this is just stuff that I'm seeing in the industry, even with the trades, back to the trades. Um, can a truck driver retire from trucking? Can you retire from trades? And I want to say my answer is no. I think like you said before, I think your body gives out.
Yeah, you can't try because see, this is what people keep missing about the trades. You take what I do. I can make a lot of money, but guess what? I have to spend a lot of money too because of the tools, the equipment, the caliber clientele, the images, and the website, just the way we have to present to even attract that clientele, to have the white. the white glove experience. And then when
Mm,
you look at truckers, man, they breaking them left and right. First of all, they ain't got nowhere to park. So of course, if you're in trucking, you definitely want to be in the trucking real estate so you can provide that. I have friends that's in appliance repair that buy lots and turn them into trucking parking lots. They always buying tax liens. They, I mean, anybody that's trying to get it, you're trying to put your money where you can make some money, but it ain't no sit it and forget it. And that's what
mm,
people in our industry, like you look at the truckers, I would never ever want to deal with the logistics issues they have. They're being priced out. Everybody's gouging them from gas to repairs to leasing the trailers. Like that world is a world that if you ain't walking in there with 10 million, why you walking in there?
mm,
Trucking is nothing to play with. That's one of the most expensive businesses. And now that they put all these laws in place, it really kind of is putting the smaller guy with the 3, 4, and 5 trucks out of business. And don't even be a one-man operator. You can forget that because you ain't making no money. You barely above water with the fees and the drama. And let's not even talk about the manipulation of the load boards and what the. Let me tell you, mm-mm, they can have that. And then my industry, oh, they getting ready to regulate my industry. The only reason a lot of people even in it and getting can make a little bit of money is because it's really not regulated. But what's been happening is a lot of the hedge funds, like look at Mr. Appliance. You look
mm,
at that group of companies that's together. You got Benjamin Franklin. You got the what's that? Spark Electric, Sparkies, all this other stuff. Those are major companies, and a lot of hedge funds are behind them.
mm,
I'm telling you now, the smart. Let me tell you the smartest people in the group. Like that lady that's the CEO of ABC Supply.
mm,
A bag, a bag, because they're supplying materials. But even
right.
look at the material, look at construction, look at what they go through on the material. And let's not even talk about the trades over there. You got carpenters, you can't find carpenters, you can't find plumbers. And look at, you know how much money plumbers make?
Mm,
Man, let me tell you something. I'm trying to tell you. You better get in while you can. Because you got places, like I said, you got places here in the United States. You can go get a GC license. You can get an electrician's license. You ain't even got to do no hours. Like state like Mississippi's, because they hurting so bad for contractors. You just go and grab a license from there. And any state that's adjoining, you can do, I think it's like law reciprocity, where you can work
mm,
in other states. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but at the end of the day, you got to have a plan. You got to have
right.
a plan. And a lot of people, particularly us, we ain't got no plan. We ain't got no plan. We still giving up grandma house and squabbling and people. We still
I
having
mean,
fish fries when people die. Come on, man.
even
You
even
gotta do
even the
better.
whole thing with pilots, like the lack of pilots, right? We got a shortage of pilots still. That's still something that we need to work on. Not only the shortage of pilots, we got a shortage of, like, the Department of Energy is looking for all trades people, but not only are they looking for trade people, they're looking for tech people to help continue to build out infrastructure. They're looking for people to help with security. They're looking for people across the board. So I don't know when we catch up, like I did the show last week. It's going to take us 320 years to catch up to white people. So that's not going to happen in my lifetime. I'm not going to live another 320 years, right? So, but what I can do is make as much money as I can now and put that money up and let that money just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. Now, here's the problem with the growth of money. It usually takes about 3 generations for the money to get dissolved, where people just run through it. You have to put protections in place so that does not happen. Stop giving people lump sums of money. Stop. Don't listen. Don't give nobody, kids, grandma, whatever, mothers. Stop giving them lump sums of money. You can't give nobody who is who only made $40,000 a year all their life. and you gonna turn around and give them 2 million? What you think they gonna do? I just bought me a new Cadillac. Throw some D's on it. Like you can't give
Cruise and
them.
bowl.
Well, yeah, you can't. You can't give nobody who been making $40,000 all their life $2 million and be like, aim for the best. It don't. It doesn't work like that. I get it. Y'all got these life insurance policies. Y'all like here whole life and then indexing it up. I got it. Thank you for getting you some policies. But stop giving and leaving people 2, 3, 4 million. And they don't even leave them 500,000. Put it in a trust. Let the trust give them some income over time. Don't let that money just like, oh, we're gonna we gonna give you this $100,000 and then you're gonna be all right. Don't do it. Don't do it because they're gonna blow through that money. It just happened. I was listening to Dave Ramsey today, and I was one of the guys was like, um, it was unfortunate. It happened down. I'm assuming it happened down in Fort Myers, Florida. Anyway, white guy. His mom died last year, and he was like, in fact, his mom was shot and killed by her husband,
Jesus. Oh.
and the mom was shot and killed by the husband, and left him like 1 or 2 million. And then the husband turned around and killed himself. But he had wrote his family him into the will, and so he is with $3 million. And he's like, well, I wouldn't have spent a meal already. Already. They ain't what I'm supposed to do. He went and bought a boat. He building a house that's 1.2 million. He done been about a $230,000 boat. He was like, I don't know what to do. He said, I've been a bartender all my life.
Mm. Mm.
But I'm telling the story because there's no protections in place for him. He's got this money. He don't know what to do. And so now he's in this financial upswing, an exponential upswing, and he's got to figure out life now. He's got to figure out how to make that money work, how to grow that money, how to maintain that money after he's gone as well too. Right? So, I just want us to not be on the financial on the foolish finance Friday, on this downtrodden financial burden. I don't want us to keep living that life. And I personally think trades is okay, but I also think tech is okay, but I also think these are times where we got to get in and get out
That part. For
and
real.
make as much money as you can while you in. Like if you got the ability to make 1 million for the next 3 to 4 years, go do it. And then get out and do something easy, something that excites you, something different. But that money is out. But that money is you got money making money, and you still bringing in some money. But you may not work as hard. It's okay to work. Nobody say you retire and you just stop working altogether. People don't retire and just stop working. People retire and they just do something different. Really, that's we're going to be real about it.
Facts.
That's it.
Yeah, just don't tell nobody you're making the money though. Don't leave that part out. Please, please. Haters is everywhere. What old girl Portia Fox used to say in Atlanta, let your haters be your motivators. My God.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God. Especially people who ain't never seen no money. They think just because your book it say one thing, they don't know when you run a business, that ain't your money. What
correct.
money? Yeah,
They gotta go. That money got to make money, and they got to go back into the business. So,
immediately.
so on average, so let's ask this for your people. that are in your group, are you
Mhm.
are you setting them up and saying, "Hey, y'all need to have a retirement plan or exit plan?"
Let
Or
me
are you
tell
just saying,
you.
or you just
Let me
telling me like y'all on your own?
No, no, no. See, first of all, my round table is really smart men and women. So, some are building homes in other places like, Canada and, investments. Some are setting up things for their children, things of that nature. Right now, with our industry, we're blessed enough in Florida because we never slow down because we
Correct.
have the snowbirds, all stuff. So we always have business, but I watch people get comfortable. You follow me? Like they'll be drinking out of one stream and then get mad when it slow down when while you was drinking the other one, you should have been planting seeds at these other ones. So that
Mm,
if there's a shift, you're not stuck.
right.
So I mean, we're still working on that part. With a lot of those guys. With us, it's really tricky because there's so many scams out here. You got
Mm,
guys with the like, for instance, a lot of people in our industry, a lot of our Google situations got suspended because of
mm,
the lead gen companies and the stuff that they would do. So, that puts some people in place. I mean, and then with us, you look at our insurance, you can go one way or the other. And then with, like, for instance, I'm in Florida. When I moved from South Florida to the Panhandle, all
mhm,
my insurance got cut in half because I came out of that Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that South Florida, including my other my automotive insurance.
mm,
But it's just with us. It's just our industry is not regulated the way that other
mm.
ones. Now, in some states, like you go to the state of Washington, that's a whole nother thing. You got to have a plumber's license in order to work on dishwashers. Whereas
Oh,
in
okay.
Florida, you don't have to have it, but you have to have insurance because we go into these high rises and condos, Brickell
Right.
down in Miami. You walk in the door, you got to have 2 to 10 million coverage
Mm,
because you're
mhm.
not going to work on the 23rd floor and then mess up every floor underneath because
Correct.
you didn't. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a different kind of industry. So you got to have a business sense. Unfortunately, I hear guys talking about, I want to make six figures. And in my brain, I'm thinking, you want to make 100,000 or 150, and you got all them bills in appliance repair and think you're making some money. I don't even say nothing. I used to talk to them. I don't talk no more because I realize some things life got to teach you.
Mhm,
I feel like
mhm.
if you appliance repair, if you ain't making 300 plus, you broke. That's my personal opinion. And I'm talking about a one-man show. And they get mad.
I didn't make the numbers up, folks. She said 300.
300. I'm telling you, because how can you survive with less? I'm like, my boy, what's the guy over there on All Things Real? Used to be real
Oh.
estate trapper.
Oh,
He
yeah,
tell
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
truth. 400,000. And don't if you got kids, you better be making a half a meal, in my opinion. It's
Listen,
what?
if I say that, people will have a stroke.
Man, that's because they like them poking beans. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you got kids, you setting them up for a future. You want to have some investments. You want to be in the proper neighborhood for them to get a decent education and then be able to support all those extracurricular activities from violin lessons. Like for instance, my
And still live. And
let me
still live.
let me tell you something. Me and my partner's daughter is an equestrian. Do you know how expensive it is to have a child that competes as an equestrian and
Mhm,
goes to a private school so that she can get into a D1 school with an equestrian scholarship? Oh, that's a
mhm.
whole nother look. Man, look at it. People serious about these sports and they serious about this education because we understand that education is a networking process.
Yeah,
Her,
and this is
mhm,
why I'm really torn on the message of education and degrees.
mhm,
I'm really torn because I know from my own experience, I can tell in conversation someone who reads, someone who takes the time to educate themselves on things, and I can really tell someone who don't, and just be quoting stuff and they don't have no facts, don't even understand statistics, and don't look nothing up. I can tell. That's bothersome for me. So the fact that, and I quote these stats all the time because I don't think people realize what I'm saying. If you're a man and you went to school and you got a graduate degree, you would make more than another man who didn't by 1.5 million. That's a lot of money over your lifetime. It is then said that the woman graduate degree would make, I think, 900,000. If you got your bachelor's degree, I think it then drops down to 600,000, and I think it drops down to maybe like a million for men or something like that. But that's a lot of money over time that could be working in whatever investment vehicle or providing X, Y, and Z. We are no longer in a situation where I think I might go to college, or I think we do two things. I think you go to college and you get a trade. I think you go to college, knock it out the way. Just there's a I call it the people call it the glass ceiling. I call it a brick ceiling. There's a brick ceiling when you get up and you start talking about you want to be an executive. There's a brick ceiling when you start talking about you want to go manage somebody's company. There's a brick ceiling when you get up there. We're not creating tech companies that we manage like that where we're making billions. We're not doing that. Let's be honest. Not saying that we can't do it. We're just not doing it like that. Then we got to turn around and understand that, okay, I have this over here. How can I use this trade, whatever trade it is, get it off the ground and get it working as well? Maybe put somebody in place. Maybe I buy a business and have it make money. I just think we got to get out of this conversation of don't go to college. I I think we
Yeah,
need to go to college and get a trade, and whatever, however that looks like. What if the trade comes first and the degree comes second? Fine.
I agree. I agree with that. Like a lot of the guys I coach, and I'm gonna just keep it real. All the African men that I coach, they have degrees. They have degrees in other fields, and then they got into appliance repair. And I'm finna say something. Everybody gonna get mad, but I don't care. You have a lot of immigrants that come to this country. They work a little job and they go to school. They get a
Mhm.
degree, and it's light years away from and I feel like for us the bar is just so low. People
Yep.
are so used to struggling and surviving, they don't understand what real money looks like, but also they don't understand the steps. They don't understand how you use that degree, how that degree is going to get you in doors and places that somebody else can't get in.
Right. And,
See,
and I hear what you're saying. You like, hey, you went to school, blah blah blah. I get the 200. And let me tell you something. Your 200 to 500,000. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I've been in tech 20 years. I'm gonna tell you what your 200 to 500,000 gonna get you. Your 200 to 500,000, you'll get 200,000 maybe doing DevSecOps, maybe even platform engineering. You might get 500,000 working 200 working two jobs. But to go into management where you going 500, 600 to a million, you're gonna need a degree. Now, listen, you think you don't, you will. Now, unless you going to turn around and do something like quant trading or something of that nature, I'm just trying to tell you, at some point you're going to be in competition with people who got degrees and they got friends. I'm just So you got to do one leg. You're going to have to come in with one leg up. You can talk all you want. I'm just trying to tell you from experience, when you get up there, yeah, yeah, you're not gonna parlay your money your way to that. Like, it's just, like, I'm just trying to help you, and don't get caught up with, go back to school, go get your degree and let somebody pay for it. I'm trying to help you out for the long run. You trying to play like, yo, I ain't got to have the degree. Yeah, you ain't got to get the degree to get in the game. You gonna need it to stay in the game. You gonna need it to thrive and elevate in the game. Unless you come out and you gun blazing and you own it every day, and you own it like Kelsey, and you do nothing but study, and you do nothing but create. And we don't want to create. If you're not coding and you don't understand that, and you don't understand how to problem solve, you don't understand, and you don't have leadership skills, you can give up that 500 to a million. I'm just trying to tell you from a person who in it and who doing it. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
tell you.
And with a degree, you don't have to work so hard. See, the problem is with us is we get that hustle game and we hit those numbers. We be like, okay, I'm good, because we constantly doing it. But just think about, if you polish it with a degree, or good, do a couple of classes every semester. Then when you as you go in them same jobs you was getting paid one thing for, they put another title on it. You getting another 250,000. Like man. Let me tell y'all something. The bar is just too low. I see it all the time. The bar too low. You should
Well,
be.
the bar is low to get in. The bar is high to stay in.
There you go.
The bar is low to get in, but to stay in it and to have longevity, you got to have more than just a hustle. You got to have more than just the ability to talk. You got to show up and show out. And I like to, and me and Kelsey talked about this. I like for people to be elite. So I like for you to be silent assassins. You got to learn how to be a silent assassin. You got to learn in, do a quick assessment of the room, know who the players are, get what you need, get on the phone call with them, coffee, whatever, talking on the table, got some peppermint, accidentally bump into somebody. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, aren't you? Oh, yeah, you are. You got to know how to move and get and move and get the game and keep it pushing. If you're not doing that, you're gonna be sitting on the sidelines hoping somebody read your resume, hope it pass the ATS system, hope somebody like you, hope somebody want to give you a chance and then get in. I'm just trying to listen, I see it all the time. I see it at conferences. I see people moving. I see people doing different things. If you're not on your game, and when I say studying, it ain't no study on Monday and then I get back to it on Wednesday. It's every day. It's every day. It's reading a journal. It's writing a blog. It's giving your perspective. It's showing up in meetings at work. It's giving your opinion. It's all those things. And it sounds like a hustle, but it's not. It's strategic. It is strategic. It is a way to do it where you don't come off like you trying to get something out of somebody. You got to know how to maneuver. You got to put it on and present it in a nice presentation with a little bow on top, with a little prosecco on the side. You gotta present that just right, and it don't come overnight. You gotta perfect that, and the art of perfecting that is failure. You're gonna have to fail a couple of times. Once you fail a couple of times, then you pick it up and you'll get back to it, and then you'll start to maneuver on that. Now, and you said, I'm receiving what you're saying. Yes, that's how I got into tech, was coding 8 hours a day. I'm not opposed to hard work. And like, I'm not, it's not the hard work that I don't think that I had an issue with. It's the degree part that I have the issue with. I think you need both. And it's not because I think that someone is like, oh my God, gonna lord over you. It's just, I just see it too many times where People will use the degree against you because you don't have it. And it'll be somebody that'll come out of MIT that was friends with John from Walker Lane back in 2005, and they went to high school together, and he went off to MIT and he did something else, and his boy needed a job. But his boy went to MIT, so it looked good. He presents well to that audience. You over here, you already work there. You already in the game. You already know it. You don't present as well as he does. And it could be any school. It ain't gotta be MIT. You just don't present well on paper that he does. And so what ends up happening is people go and they weigh their options. Now, what could happen is the guy from MIT might be an asshole and they don't want him and they like you and they slide you in. But 9 times out of 10, they probably gonna slide him in. Now he may not work out and you may get it on the back end, but they're gonna give him a shot because he looked good on paper. And you know who he looked good to? The customer. Because the customer cuts the checks and pays the bills. Looks good to them. That's when that comes into play. No, don't swing it out of pocket. Get a scholarship. Get a scholarship. Get a scholarship. And when I say get a scholarship, I mean like places like WGU do have scholarships, even if you go that route. Even if you went down the route of Stanford or Harvard or Yale or whatever the case may be. But go to the schools that are offering the scholarships where you can slide in on the back end of that and then go from there. And then when you do it, don't stop. Go ahead and get some certificates and get your master's degree. Again, Coda Evelyn said it in the chat. I teach y'all to be a Swiss Army knife. And the reason why I teach you to be a Swiss Army knife is so you can go in any direction you choose, not somebody choosing the direction that they want you to go in. You control where you want to go because your skill sets are just that sharp that you can go anywhere. You know how to code. You know how to do infrastructure. You understand networking. You understand finances. You understand blockchain. You can go into any arena. You can sit at any table and talk. You can talk about AI. You can talk about plumbing. You can talk about plumbing and AI. You can talk about Linux. You can talk about space. You could talk about anything because you're just that diverse. And when you get that diverse, it makes you lethal and it perks the ears of others because now people are like, yo, who that? That's who I want. Who is that? I want that person. What you say your name is? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you looking to get employed right now? Because we got openings right now. We interview you today, and it's one and done. And the interviews are not interviews. The interviews are conversations of what do you want to do? How do you feel about this job? This is what we need. We've been looking for you. That's when you start opening the doors. That's when you start talking about the 600, 700, that 1 million. That's when you be like, oh, let me get here. And I'm not talking about, and it's a lot of things that people talk about. Oh, she's talking about 1 million. She's talking about, oh, it's going to be $100,000 and 900,000 in stocks or 200,000. No. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your straight salary is 700,000. Your straight salary is 800,000. You get a 40,000 or $100,000 sign-on bonus. You got people that's paying for your move. I have seen so many things in tech. I've seen people get they move paid for, they get a house paid for, they get a new car, They get their daughter's private tuition paid for. They get a free trip for a free vacation. I've seen it all. So when it comes to this tech game, this hustle game, this thing here, we what y'all talking about, the 100,000 is nothing. That is nothing. That's not the end goal. The end goal is, how can I maximize my skill set to make the most money that I can, so I can go do something else if I wanted to, or I could do something else because I can, not because you're dictating to me. Like if I get laid off, I ain't scared. Oh, I'm laid off. Oh, okay. Let me go to sleep. Right? That's what we want. We want those things. We want to be able to maneuver. And so y'all got to figure that out. I don't know what y'all got to do to figure that out. I done gave you the ideas, but you got to figure that out. I'm just saying. I hope this made sense. Drop one in the chat if it made sense to you. Drop a two if it did make sense.
Better get that console.
Yeah,
I'm getting the console, okay? And I
yeah,
got a bag.
I hear you. There's more bags to get.
Exactly.
And you said my failure was my first tech job. I was let go 6 months, then buckled down harder. Now my current role is fully on top of it. And yeah, you got to stay on top of it. You got to stay on top of it. 1 second. Yep. So, Miss Wade, is it when you want to do this consult? Did you get the link? Let me ask that.
No, I'm hitting the link. Look, I'm trying not to have any more technical difficulties since I embarrassed myself so much earlier, fumbling. So as soon as this, I'm hitting the link, girl, because you know I'm all about supporting my folks. Girl, shoot, time this thing shut. I'm going to hit the link because I
Yeah.
got to get it in.
Come on and
All
get
I
it
want is
in.
my track. Just give me my track, and then I'm gonna go ahead and prepay for the consult next month because we doing a monthly accountability.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, that's what me and D were talking about, doing uh group consultations, because I have I have a like I want to talk to more of the people that want the 500, 600, 700,000. And in order to do that, I got to sit down with them consistently, in order to get there. And I'm not talking about with two jobs. I'm talking about with one job. But if you want to talk about it with two jobs, that's fine.
Okay. But they need to be willing to invest. That's the whole
Yeah.
point. That's why, for me, this is a monthly conversation. You
Yep.
feel me? And so that I got measurements and points because if you got somebody fitting to not only give you the roadmap, all you got to do is study. Man, please, you understand? I'm disciplined as
And it
hell.
and it ain't even just a roadmap. It's the I put you in touch with people that I know that are already in the industry, that are doing it, that you can link up with as well. Like, I'm introducing you to people that I personally know, owners of companies, people that already do government contracting, that started from one person and now they at 300 people. People who have contracts and partnerships with people. Like, that's not my consultations are not about like, oh, I see where you're. No, I get really detailed in my
Okay.
consultations, because the value add is you should be walking away with what you're gonna do next, and you can implement what you're gonna do right after that. It's not about me wasting your time. I don't, because I don't have time to waste. Every time I take a consultation, I got to prepare for it. I got to see where the person is at, what options are out there. I got to read the resume if they send a resume. I got to get in touch with people, because to make sure that they follow up with this person. Like, I have work to do. So a consultation may take me like 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the person. right? The consultation that I had this week, I had to sit down and like think about it. Like, okay, you have all these skills, but the skills are not leading to anything. So now how can I marry your personality, your skill set, and put that all together to give you a path so that you can go down this road that's clear, right? So how do you take somebody who who may be a truck driver that's interested in AI but doesn't even really understand tech? How do you marry that person? What do you do with that person? Like, those are the type of things that I try to help people with. Like, well, let's start from where you're at, what you know, what have you studied, what are you looking to study, how much time are you gonna spend in this, and then let's get you going from there. And then to follow up, I'm like, hit me up in Slack so I can make sure you on your right path. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to sugarcoat you and tell you, well, if you go take this, get this certificate over here from Amazon with AI, you'll be a prompt engineer 2 months and you'll be making 400,000. I'm not gonna tell you that. I'm not the person that's gonna tell you that. If you're looking for that, I'm not her. I'm the person that's gonna tell you it's gonna take you some time. Here's step one, step two, and step three. Here's help that's help you get on this path. And then when you get done, you can decide whether or not that's the route you want to go down or you don't want to do it at all. But I'm just trying to prepare you for what it is. Now, is the money gonna be good after that? Absolutely. But you're gonna have to work for it. It ain't, like, I'm not gonna sell you on something that's gonna you're gonna be like, oh man, I sharpened my skills and I was out there. I'm like, no, you gotta work for it. You can learn Linux in a month if you pushed yourself to it, but most people work. So it don't come overnight. So it might be 2 months, it might be 3 months for you. Hell, it might be 2 weeks. It might be 2 weeks. But again, I just try to make sure that you all have a clear vision, people who are in the industry doing it, where the jobs are at, and what industry is gonna pay y'all for the rest of your day. Like for you, like, I'm surprised you're not on the edge computing side because you already dealing with small, you're already dealing with small appliances and so forth and so on. Edge computing in space.
All day. I'm trying. What? Man, shoot. You
Edge
playing.
computing in space. That's all you right there.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Just make sure you got a fund I can donate to. Some scholarship fund because I got to give back, and I'm gonna give back to you because you
Yeah,
already
yeah,
know
yeah.
how I am.
Yep, yep. And that was the other thing, I was looking at that. I was, like, you know, in if something happens to me or whatever, right? I was like, yo, I want to make sure women in Linux is still straight. So I had been looking at setting up scholarships and events and stuff so to keep the funding going, to keep women in Linux going, because I want people to, in my departure, whenever that happens, right? I want people to still continue to be okay and still understand. So, like, we got some content that we haven't released, and it's just all my vision of this is not just what you see right now. My vision has always been very big, and D says this all the time. Like, you got a big vision. Like, yeah, I'm like, why we not? Why we not? We should be having conferences all over the globe, right? To get things going. But that's just me. That takes work. That takes people. Trusting people, getting things in place, and building it out. But I would love to see more people on the infrastructure side and understanding it, because it's just so much money in infrastructure. It's just never going anywhere. It's just like like when I think about what you're doing, right? I don't know when is a washing machine and a dryer going away?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how blessed I am. You know, my background's automotive and welding and stuff like that. So the beautiful thing about being in the trades and the best thing about appliances repairs, because we touch every trade. We touch
Mhm.
plumbing, we touch electrical, we touch HVAC, we touch everything. I mean everything. And with me, I'm trying to tell you, I'm just really truly blessed. I'm glad that God put me in the trades very early in my life. I started with IBEW,
Mhm.
electrician, and then I, got into the welding side. And I've been able to navigate all these things and have these great experiences. Like I don't worry about going somebody taking advantage of me on my car. I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
I threw some fuel injectors in my little car, one of my cars, did X, Y, knocked out a radiator in 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And the thing
Right.
about it is that we always have the skills. So when I look at technology, I can go either way. I can go on the Toyota side with the user experience, I can go, but I'm really interested in the space side. I'm interested, I'm all about, I keep telling you, I love Kubernetes, just so we know.
Mhm.
I think I like just saying the word, but we ain't gonna tell nobody. Um, and at the end of the day, that's why like I said, the consult. I'm so glad I know you, and I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm even gonna let you vlog my stuff
Okay.
because I know. See, for me, people don't realize I'm the double nickel. I'm 55
I got
and
you.
black don't crack. And I'm proud of that because, man, please, ain't a wrinkle here. And I work harder than 99% of the people. I'm always active and doing what I need to do because I ain't trying to
Mhm.
slow down. I ain't trying to get dementia. I'm not trying to let nothing catch up with me because I understand the opportunities in front of me. And that's
Right.
what really makes me pissed with people is that
Mm.
they take all this stuff so lightly, and it's so much information, so much free information. You can change your life in one with one choice, which
Yep.
is to be better every day and just to take from your health to your education to your mental abilities, your emotional. I mean, like you talking about these rooms. The reason people get in issues is because they own self stuff. They don't have the emotional intelligence. Everybody doing something to them, and they self-reflecting. What you need to do is look outside yourself and figure out how to get this bag. Period.
Yeah, because it's a lot of money out here, and it's going and the money, like I say, the jobs, the what I've been seeing, those jobs, the salaries have been stupid. Normally we don't see a consistent 250 to 500,000, but the jobs have been consistent 250 to 500, 250 to 500. Like those been consistent. The million, the 700, the 500, the 700, they're still with the fame, but not all the time. When you want to be a director, depending on the director that you want to be in it, want to be in the company that you want to be, the director is a loose term to me. So a solutions architect, they're loose terms because you could be a director and get paid 160,000 in one company, and you could be a director at another company and get paid 500,000. Such a loose term. I could go work and be a DevOps engineer and get paid 200,000, and the director get 160. Like there's such a loose term when it comes to that, right? So it just it to me the upward mobility and the growth and on the infrastructure side of tech is huge, but it's even bigger as we keep moving towards quantum computing and space and edge and high performance computing. We're just at this we're getting ready to go through, if not already there, this big growth spurt in data, this big growth spurt in data centers, and this big growth spurt in edge computing. And and they've already deemed cyber and quantum computing a national security issue for the United States, and they're opening up the doors for K through 12 for quantum computing, opening up the doors for infrastructure. They're opening up doors for high performance computing. I get emails every single day for high performance computing. So when I get emails every day for high performance computing, that tells me a lot of things. That tells me there's a lack of people. one, and then it tells me there's some movement financially, money wise, in that area, and what are the who are using those systems and what companies play in that area. And when you start looking that up, you start checking. You were like, oh, we about to change the game now. Your IBMs, even your big hedge funds and your financial institutions, like the fintech stuff. If y'all not looking at those areas, and this is why I talk about finances, if you're not looking at those areas, they got so much dry powder, so much money, so many things that they got going on. They got more going on than the IRS. The IRS trying to keep up with them. And so I'm just trying to tell you, y'all can sit on the sideline and play and play slow but shouty if you want to. you can get,
Hey,
you
hey,
can get
it's like the people out there still playing that jam. What's that jam from back in the day? Shorty swing my
my
way.
way. Yes. Yeah. I was just trying to tell you. It's just we just in a it's a different ball game out here. And mm-mm. I don't know. But we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you for hanging out. Be safe up there in the A area, in
Hey,
the
don't worry,
metro
I'm
area.
leaving. Hey, I'm headed back down to Naples tomorrow. But guess what? I just saw a plane crash on I-75 in Naples today.
Oh,
Landed on I-75, man. I was like,
whoa,
oh my,
whoa. There
you
must
talking
be
about keeping your
a
head
prop
on the
plane.
swivel.
A prop plane.
No, it was a personal plane. Unfortunately,
Uh,
two people. It was five people on the plane. Two people perished, unfortunately,
mm,
and three of them got out. And then they hit. When the plane landed, it knocked out this lady back window. She
mm.
had just picked up a rental car, and she, thank gosh, they were fine. But man, can you imagine you on the highway
Yeah, because
and hey,
going Naples, that's a big highway.
yeah, I know, man. It's crazy out here. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll be
see. I
careful
see.
though.
I see two people dead on that. Mm.
Hmm.
I wonder if anybody got the footage of them coming down.
I think they got you. Come on, man. You know these people. You know America. Everybody got some camp footage somewhere.
Yeah,
This,
because I go down there. That's the route to Miami.
yeah, the lady was on the way to Marco Island to relax. She just flew in from Boston. I know she's like, I need to get back to Boston.
I hear you on that. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you. I hope y'all got something out of this conversation. It's not your normal Foolish Finance Friday. It's okay though. But you all got something out of it. Listen, trades and degrees, not just your trades, but trades and degrees. Like give yourself this is how I look at it. Give yourself the best opportunity. Give yourself the best opportunity. Right? Don't listen, you ain't gotta do what I tell you to do. You go look all this information up. You can go look and see how people with trades and degrees get paid, how when they retire. How you know what I know chefs can cook forever, but I just I'm not in these arenas. I don't never hear people say what a chef retired. I just don't never hear that. They just move on and they do the Food Network, but I don't never hear nobody say the chef retired. I don't know. They probably do, but I just never hear. I'm just saying. Maybe it's my ignorance, but whatever. All right.
All
Y'all
right,
be
girl.
safe, man.
Always
We
a
appreciate
pleasure.
y'all.
Always.